Welcome to another edition of Free Billion-Dollar Startup of the Week, produced by the Lifestyle Rebellion Movement. My name is Benjamin Russell. I'm the founder of the Lifestyle Rebellion Movement, and I've got an exciting one for you today. I'm pretty stoked about this one. So excited, I'm almost kind of depressed. I'm giving this one away. I have my focus on the Lifestyle Rebellion Movement and all the change that's happening there. That's why I give these away. I want these to go out in the world and change and improve the world and make other people a fortune, but this one's good. So why do I give these away? Well, my focus is completely on the Lifestyle Rebellion Movement and everything we're building and growing there, creating people a living wage. So all these other business models, ideas, whether they're in just the idea stage or whether there's actually been some money put into URLs and research and demographics, I give away to make sure that someone else can affect that positive change in the world and someone else can profit from a fantastic business model. And this is one of my favorite ones of all time. So this one's big. This one has a lot of scale. This one literally will be a billion-dollar startup very quickly, and most likely you'll be the only player in the market. This startup will transition an entire industry over. Much like the change that an Uber or that social media had, this will have as large of an impact on its industry. And somebody's going to do it. I'm talking about the tipping industry. We're talking about butlers, waiters, waitresses, masseuses, bartenders, busboys, valets. Massive industry that is built around this functionality of tipping. And it's not just here in the United States, it's globally. And there are some frustrations with this. There's a lot of political changes happening, as well as a shift in focus from individuals carrying cash to not holding cash ever. Cash or checks are disappearing. You can even hit your friend back for paying for that Uber ride, or even split the Uber ride, or you can give someone back money for covering a meal for free through PayPals and other apps. So why is this restaurant industry so archaic? It's built on still that transactional, awkward, frustrating cash transfer. Everything from getting a bottle service at a nightclub and constantly tipping and giving perks to individuals that get that, to giving the shuttle driver or the busboy a quick tip. And sometimes you don't have the right amount on you. It's a very archaic and frustrating experience for both the individuals receiving the tips and the individuals giving them. And there's a lot of issues. You have to carry large amounts of cash, especially if you're staying at a hotel and going to a lot of corporate meetings and events back and forth through shuttles and different restaurants with different waiters and waitresses and nightclubs and baristas. I mean, it can be a very large amount of cash that you have to carry out around a lot of time in a city that you're not familiar with, that increases your risk for losing it. Company reimbursement for travel expenses. This can be a difficult one. How do they know that you gave out $100 in tips to these 10 different service professionals? You typically just eat that money. People would tip more and better if they were actually being reimbursed as they should be for their travel expenses from their company. Tracking and managing these expenses, it can be difficult. We have to, as business professionals and business owners, entrepreneurs, and traveling working professionals, we have to write off these expenses. Otherwise, we are behind the eight ball when it comes tax time. We use these expenses for increasing our wealth and increasing our business, so they are advertising, marketing, travel expenses, and we deserve to not have to pay extra tax and more than our fair share of tax off of those. And so without a tracking program, you're at a loss. Difficulty in tipping a custom amount. What if you want to give this busboy $4 instead of $2, or $1 instead of a $5 bill that you have, or maybe you just have a 20 and you really don't feel like giving that $20 bill, so you give nothing because all you had was a 20, and you give that lame excuse of, oh, I'm sorry, I don't have the right amount. And then a history of tipping relationships with a service professional. So sometimes we use similar service professionals, and we have no idea how much we gave them in the past, what their typical service was, any type of ratings you might have for that individual. There's no history, there's no transaction. The market scale. There's an estimated 100 million global workforce working in some form or fashion for tips. It's hard to dial down the exact number, but we're looking at a ballpark 100 million plus globally. And over $1 billion is kind of a conservative number. You're looking at most likely $2.5 to $3 billion daily transferring hands through tips. That's a large amount of transactions, all right? And if you've ever done anything in the financial planning world, you know you get paid a percentage off of transaction volume, so that's a good chunk of change for somebody. Now, here's the business model. Let's call it whatever you want. Quick one, just so you know kind of what I'm dealing with here. Tip Quick, right? And a mobile app, the tipping solution for working professionals. So it's the ultimate tipping solution for both professionals and customers. This is something that should have been in place a long time ago. Some form of transferring money electronically between the service professional and the consumer. It is non-existent. Besides waitresses and waiters where you can write in a tip amount, still an archaic method, there's nothing else out there. So, keys to this business startup in order to solidify this billion-dollar empire. So, no room for multiple companies. It's either first to market or best to market. The rule really does apply here. We're talking about an industry that all the service professionals will adopt one form, most likely. And all the consumers will start to hop on one form, one method, one app, one solution, one technology. So you really need to be first to market with a decent app, a decent software, with a decent amount of marketing budget so you can start to corner the market rapidly. Or you need to develop something that's that good that you can knock out the couple first to market individual companies and individuals with something that is going to totally revolutionize the industry. Seamless, painless, simple, quick, intuitive solution. It's got to be, that transaction has to be so seamless that someone's not typing something in. So we're talking about proximity functionality built into the app to reduce any input. So with maybe a few custom amounts that the user can set. So when you are having your bags put in your car by the valet or the busboy, you can pull up your app and you can see 2 or 3 individuals around you that use this Tip Quick app. And you see different names and you say, oh hey, Ricardo's right there. Boop, $3 tip. Oh, there's a valet. Jason. Boop, $5 tip. And that's it. 2 quick taps, a lot easier, a lot seamless, a lot more painless than having to dole out cash here and there. That functionality, that transaction is key to the entire business model. It has to be quick, has to be seamless, has to be painless, has to have proximity built in where the users around you that are using this as service professionals can just automatically pop up. Ability to sync with major expense tracking software. So you got to be able to sync with these Quickens and QuickBooks. You got to be able to sync with these expense tracking softwares and built in at launch. You also have to be able to sync with the tracking softwares that are popular among companies for company reimbursement platforms. There's a lot of them. So you have to build in that functionality very quickly and build out the code and backdoors into these tracking softwares in order to make sure that at adoption, people have access to their own expense companies and software. Competitive exchange rates. So you can't be, just because you have a corner in the industry doesn't mean you can take the service workers for all they're worth. So think very small microtransaction business model, very teeny tiny percentages, because they're, again, a lot of the time, a lot of these individuals are giving $1, $2, $3 tips. You can't be taking a 50-cent minimum. We're talking maybe a 10-cent minimum with a 1% expense charge, something in that ballpark. Very small, so that they are more than willing to do this because it makes sense for them. They can get larger tips and it can be a better, more seamless, painless experience. Also, you need to have some sort of product moniker, slogan, ad, something that they can, a little pin that they can purchase to put on themselves to make sure people know that, hey, let's use the same made-up company name. I'm a Tip Quicker utilizer. I'm part of the Tip Quicker software and app, so that customers know that, hey, I can pay this person using Tip Quicker. Customer incentive program. You got to have something for customers to want to hop on and utilize this as well, besides just not having to dole out cash. So some sort of rapid rewards program. It can even be like Amazon's fantastic with this, with their apps, within Audible, where you receive badges and awards and service medals, things like that. So It doesn't have to be cash, it doesn't have to be an expense, but some sort of rapid rewards program, an aggressive referral program at startup. So some sort of aggressive referral program for both the consumers and the service professionals, something that they get for referring out. So there's some sort of benefit for them to tell all their waitress, all their waiter, all their massage therapist friends that you need to hop on this, you can make more money doing this, and some sort of quick like $5 reward for their first transaction. An in-depth computer software version, so not just the mobile app, but you want to have like, think QuickBooks, an in-depth expense tracking and history computer software program that you can utilize in order to export, view and manage them in a more in-depth manner that you're only going to be able to do on your laptop. Those are going to be your major keys, and now you can go ahead and start it up. Again, all of these, I'm giving away any proprietary rights I have to this information. You can go ahead and make sure you save this video, record this, so I'm never going to come after you. Go ahead and start this. This is a $1 billion market, and if you think you're not a big enough player to do it, guess what? So is everyone else. People think that they can't create this software. You don't need to be a software engineer. You can just handle the business end of it and partner with someone who can handle the tech side of it. This is an incredible startup. I'm super stoked about this one. And I've done a lot of research and demographics, so if you want more information on this one, a lot of the demographic research and legal research and backend I've done on this already, reach out, message me. I'd be glad to give it to you. Again, I'm just giving this one away to create more viral impact to the Lifestyle Rebellion movement, as well as just give back to the world a little bit. I've been on the receiving end quite a bit recently, and I want to give back. I want to be able to have these major business models that could improve people's lives out there. So start this thing, ramp it up to be a $1 billion company, or maybe a couple $100 million, and then you flip it to somebody, like you sell it to PayPal if you want to. But start this thing, ramp it up, and if you really feel a karma debt to me, you know what, yeah, sure, toss me a couple $1 million. Go ahead. I won't complain. But I am relinquishing any and all rights I have to this. It is all yours. Run with it. Now, with that being said, if you know someone that might be able to enjoy this and run with this and create this, someone who's techie, built apps, created apps, software engineer, or maybe just a business entrepreneur-minded individual, or you just think this is a cool idea and it should be made, like, comment, follow, share, tag, spread this thing. Help me get this one out into the world, because it can make service professionals who are underpaid, underutilized, and underappreciated, it can make their lives better. Like with everything I share, this is free, you didn't have to pay anything for this content. Don't go into a karma debt or for not sharing this. Pay it forward, like, comment, share, follow, and again, definitely follow and subscribe if you like this $1 billion startup of the week. I send one out every single week. Some of them are definitely in the $1 billion category like this one. Others are a couple million. But either way, it's something that you can hopefully key into and start your own business to get your juices, creative juices flowing, so that you can create your own. Enjoy, and thank you for watching.